how you end up at Yale?
Throw again, throwing deep. He's got him wide open, and that's Mason Tipton who makes the catch and takes it in for the touchdown. Tyler Shuck to the Yale graduate Mason Tipton.
We good. We good. We good.
That's a lead cut. Yo, Mace, how much that cut cost? Yo, how much that cut cost? That's a lead cut. Nah.
Hey, I'll wait till y'all. No.
And you got an accent, Kel. You hear that? Kel, you hear the accent?
I hear it. It's a little attitude.
Y'all talking about accent.
Welcome to Off the Leash podcast. My name is Mason Ship. With me, as always, is Kelvin Smith. Special guest with us today, Mason Tipton, Saints wide receiver and Yale grad. Tip, thanks for being here, man.
No doubt, bro.
Hey,
no
Kelvin, I know you got a lot to say, so I'm just going to kick it off to you, and I'm going to step back. You go ahead, bro.
Hey, Tip, I just wanted to talk about the sticks real quick. For people that don't know what the sticks are, that's 2K. I've been getting a lot of heat recently for not hopping on the sticks, right? It seems to be like I'm the only one, but Mason Ship has actually unplugged his system. He ain't been on the sticks in about 4-5 months minimum. Is that fair to say, Tip? I'm bugging.
That's an understatement, but you ain't off the hook either, bro. I'm not hearing it from neither of y'all because the last time I seen you on the sticks was the last time I seen him on the sticks.
Thank you.
Hey,
so
you want to know why that was the last time I was on the sticks? Hold on. You want to know why that was the last time? Because I hopped on and you had a burly 6'5" build, shooting guard that was going to the basket with no bounds, shooting fadeaway.
See, but you know what? I'm still trying stuff. I'm still trying to get mixy.
So
but you don't want to hop on the sticks with your main build.
Okay.
It's crazy.
I'll share.
Yeah.
So the reason Tip's able to get mixy is because he's able to get free 99 overall builds. We can't do that, Tip.
He got like 5 of them.
Not true. You could at least get your one build at 99, but we don't got to. Oh. We don't got to talk.
We don't got to talk about that. Don't make him feel bad. He just started.
He grinding, bro. Y'all killing your podcast.
Thanks, bro.
We'll leave that another time.
Kel, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Go ahead, get right to it. Go ahead, bro.
Tip, I want to roll back, and we appreciate you being on. For listeners who don't know, Tip is we got a chance to be with Tip for a long time at Yale. You know, he stayed for 8-9 years at Yale, so we really got a chance to enjoy his presence.
Yeah, all right.
But got a real good chance to know him. We actually did an episode with him way back. We might have posted throwback one day just for people to hear it.
Indeed.
But I want to start at the beginning, Tip. Growing up, what were some things that you could say personality-wise you could attribute to who you have become as you've grown up?
Man, probably half of it is the hometown. My parents sacrificed a lot. I've been blessed with two phenomenal parents. They raised me to be who I am today. Great community back home, Akron, Ohio, for anybody that doesn't know. It was a good community for me. A lot of support, a lot of prayers, a lot of, love for my whole family. So I got to give credit to my community. On top of that, I'm telling you, my parents, they went, above and beyond for me and my family. So, man, they put the foundation down for me.
For sure.
Was there anything when you were young that may have told you right away football's for me? This is all me.
Nah, I would say the only one that was really telling me Mace, you could really be, especially my dad. He was kind of plugging that in. At that time when I was young, it wasn't necessarily football. I was playing basketball. I mean, I wanted to be basketball, but Kel, you know what I'm talking about.
He can't hoop. He can't hoop.
You know what I'm talking. He know what I'm talking about.
Nah, you talk.
All right.
I don't know why Mace talking.
Either way, I spent a lot of time playing baseball. I love baseball. One of my best sports. And then football. So really, when I was young, he just Mace, you got so much ability, bro. If you just take advantage, put the time and put the work in, lock in on the things that you can control, you can really do it. But when you're young, it's kind of hard to, you know what I mean? You just want to do whatever you want to be with your friends. You want to, you know what I mean? So it didn't really click for a while, man. So I would say none of those conversations really clicked until I was getting ready to go to college, I would say. Around that time, probably junior, senior year.
At what point did you now take training serious? You said you started playing At what point did you say, all right, I'm going to lock into this football thing because I'm special at it and I want to play in college?
I mean, I always dedicated time towards it. I would say that I got my first offer as a junior in high school. So that's when it became kind of real. Like, okay, now I actually have the opportunity to do it. So, going into my senior year, that was probably the most serious. I would say I took it up to that point. I had always worked hard. I always wanted to do well. Since I was good at it, I wanted to excel. So, I always kind of took that to everything that I did really. But as far as like the whole mental shift of, as far, I'm going to dedicate everything I got to this sport, that didn't come till college.
Got you. Got you. Can you tell me about recruiting? You mentioned you got your first offer as a junior. Curious to hear, one, obviously, you ended up in the Ivy League. We're going to talk about that in a second, but more big picture. What was recruiting like for you? When did it start? How was that whole process?
No doubt. Recruiting was slow. So thankfully though, I went to it was really a powerhouse now. And it was kind of taking steps to become
Shout
a
out.
football powerhouse in Ohio. Bro, I'm telling you, do your research.
Shout out.
Hey,
Do your research. There's a lot of stats, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But Hoban, I went to Archbishop Hoban, and bro, I mean, when I was there, I played freshman ball as a freshman, but bro, all 4 years from freshman to senior year, we won state titles. Like it just whatever it was during them 4 years, we took the football program took off. So there's a lot of buzz around, the football program. So I want to say when I graduated, our team had about 12 D1 dudes on the team. So, but for me, I didn't start till I was a junior. So it was kind of slow. There were some people who, we're getting the big Power Five, big P5, talking Bama, Georgia, whatever. But it was slow for me. So, as a junior, I had, really two other wideouts who were, nice, that were getting the rock. So I didn't take over the wide receiver one till I was a senior. Then I finished my senior year with about 14, 15 offers.
Okay.
what was your first offer?
Naval Academy.
Okay. My fault.
Yeah, bro. They ain't throw the ball though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't want you to.
And I didn't want to serve, so it just was kind of a mix of things. But I was blessed because I was like, man, this is kind of what kicked it off.
Why did you end up choosing to want to play football in the Ivy League? Not just Yale first. Let's start big picture Ivy League.
I don't know if I ever thought about it like that, honestly. Before I made that decision, it really was. I got the Yale offer not too long before the second signing day, or after around the first signing day, whatever. So by that time, it was either Kent State or Yale. Kent State was about 30 minutes from me in the MAC. So, and they were just hiring, a new coach who, they were about to air raid, throw the ball. So
Yep.
it was really conducive to what I wanted to do. But bro, my mom, I got to give her credit. She didn't let me just overlook the offer, because I had never, there's never a time where I was like, I want to go play football in the Ivy League ever. You couldn't have told me what the Ivy League was, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So, but she made me take the visit. She was like, you're going to go see how this is. You might not know what it is, but I do. So you're going to go look at this. And, I took the visit. And bro, I mean, I loved it. I loved the coaches. I liked, how things were kind of oriented over there. And the weirdest thing was just that before I, committed, I didn't want to do it because I'm really a homebody at heart. And Kent State was 30 minutes from the crib. I felt that I would be comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's really the reason why I chose Yale, bro. I prayed about it so much, and it really just felt like I had to get out of my comfort zone and able to, to grow.
For sure.
And bro, I really think that was probably the best decision I could have made for my growth. God really was like, dude, you're gonna go here. You should go here. This is gonna be your path.
Yeah.
I'm calling you to go here, and that's really that's how it hit me.
You come into Yale FCS program as a freshman. What's your mindset? Are you instantly thinking NFL hopes? Or are you just trying to make your way onto the field? What was your mindset coming in?
I wanted to contribute. My dad, it's funny enough, he laughs about it because he said, oh, I was joking. He was like, bro, I'm not going to come visit you unless you're on the field. But like, bro, I really took that to heart. I was like, bro, I told you I'm a homebody. I'm like, bro, if they don't, I'm 10 hours away. Like, so, bro, I really was like, I'm gonna come here and contribute. Like, I'm gonna just show what I can do. Like, I'm gonna find a way to contribute, special teams, whatever. I'm gonna find a way. And yeah, bro. On top of that, I was pre med, so
Mm,
I was trying to figure out
mm,
how to balance that time, blah blah
mm.
blah. So,
Okay.
yeah, bro, it was a kind of an eye opening experience as a freshman for sure.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find a way to contribute, no doubt.
So we've all had freshman year camp. Nationwide, as coming in as a freshman, opportunities are very slim.
Hmm.
You had an opportunity to play as a freshman, and you took our. I've watched your practice from freshman year, and from play one, you clearly had something different about you. You maximized your opportunities. What was your mindset? Besides, was it confidence? Was it preparation? What made you prepared to come in? Because day one for me as a freshman, the game was so fast. I'm coming in from
Hmm.
high school. I was not able to adjust to the speed of the game until midway through the season. You were ready to go from day one. How did that happen? How did you prepare for that?
Bro, I think it was just that because I never because I never really had the moment of like I wasn't a 4 star, I wasn't a no star. I didn't start till I was a junior. Like I think because of I had adopted a grinder mentality. Like, all right, I'm gonna start at the bottom. Like I remember when our receiver coach, we just got there at Yale when I was a freshman. He put up all my name at the bottom. Like I'm saying the bottom of whatever. Like as a freshman, I just remember, I still remember seeing that. Like, and that I was like, well, that means I got work to do. Like I got heads to cut off. That's how I always took it. Like, so for me, it was just, bro, if I'm on the field, like they gonna have to see what I can do. Like I'm gonna be able to do something that these other dudes can't do. So I got to make sure with the reps that I got, I'm gonna show it. And that's like kind of the same mindset. That's just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
yeah, bro. Just a way of maximizing opportunities is what I always think, thought about it.
And also, to coming in that year, you played with two very well known Yale football greats, and JP and Reed. What did you learn from them?
Um, we can start with JP, bro. JP still to this day one of my I would say biggest mentors and good friends, bro. We talk. We'll check base, every couple months. Like he's been a great dude, great mentor to me. I've seen JP play through like the craziest injuries. So like from a freshman, I saw that, this dude is gonna lay his body down. Don't matter if he got a broke left ankle, or pulled hamstring, like he gonna come back the next week. We only got 10 games.
Yeah.
He was not gonna lay it down.
Yeah.
And Reed is kind of the same way. Reed kind of, did a lot of the, hey, Kel, I ain't gonna lie. Ship kind of blocked like Reed.
He do. Listen,
I'm being for real. Like
that's real.
Ship, you and Reed like have very similar. Like y'all treat the blocking like like a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you set the tone blocking. I can't say I ever really adopted that myself. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm being for
Now
real.
we know what you mean for sure. Nah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
we know
it
what you
just,
mean.
but Reed definitely was the dude that came out like, I'm gonna set the tone on the first play, and he's gonna take you 50 over the head.
Yeah.
So it was just like having them two dudes as a freshman was huge for me.
Yeah.
Huge.
Off the Leash podcast is brought to you by Skinletics. Now listen, if you've never used light therapy before, you should have started yesterday. But the good thing is there's still lots of time. It is the best thing for you recovery-wise. If you're an athlete and you like working out, it really helps reduce inflammation. And if you're somebody who just cares about their health and well-being, they have a face mask that's really good for anti-aging and anti-acne properties. I'm gonna put the link in the description. On top of all of that, they make amazing apparel as I'm sporting right now. Listen, if you watch our podcast, if you're a part of the OTL community, you gotta tap into Skinletics. Go ahead, check it out. Hope you enjoy. Let's get back to the episode.
You had a phenomenal career at Yale. You went down and are going to continue to be known by the future class as one of the best receivers to play here. Bro, your fifth season, you had an opportunity, to go ahead and figure out about going elsewhere, right? What made you want to stay at Yale after having the season you had, knowing that you had 3 years of film, you can go play somewhere big? What made you decide to stay at Yale?
To be honest, bro, it was a lot of prayer. Like, bro, I could put myself in that seat right now. Like, speaking with my family, bro, it was so much prayer. Like that's been probably the biggest thing in my life. Because whenever I feel like I can't handle or there's something there's a problem that I can't put my hands on to control, I always just drop it off and put it on God. And like it frees me, bro. Like, and every time that I feel like it just won't, something might not play out, bro, it always works out the way that it's supposed to. Like I learned that a couple of years ago. Real heavy shit, bro. Like, so that's that year. That's what it was. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should take the chance. I didn't know if I should come back. I just knew that whatever the case, I needed that year to be my best. That's all I knew. So I just prayed about it, prayed about it, prayed about it, bro. And for whatever reason, that decision was to stay. It felt like it was the right thing to do. And on top of that, a lot of my class was back. Those are, a lot of them dudes is my dogs. So it just made sense. We were returning a lot of guys. Nolan's my dog. He coming back. So we finna rock out. That's really what it was, bro. And obviously y'all know how tight I am with CO, with Coach O. So
Shout out,
we
Coach.
rapped about it
Shout out, Coach
and
O.
yeah, shout out CO. And he he laid it down. He's like, this is what we gonna do, like this the plan. And I was like, all right, let's rock.
For sure.
Same thing with Reno. Like just we gonna figure it out.
I'm curious to hear this side. My fault, Kelvin, but I think it's a good time to ask it. We've both seen it, and Kelvin and I we interviewed David episode 1, and now it's
I gotta watch that.
You gotta watch it. It's comedy.
I gotta watch that.
Dave being Dave, but Kelvin and I always talk about it. You two are the two guys that just mentally we see like nothing affects the play, rain, injury. Seeing you battle through injury, seeing you in weather conditions, inclements, whatever, it doesn't matter. So how do you get yourself prepared mentally? David, for him, it's the video games, a video game mindset. I'm going to have plenty of video game. I know yours is probably a little bit different, but what's your mindset when you're on the field that makes you just lock in and not care about anybody else, anything else, injuries, weather, whatever?
I would say one is the preparation, bro. There's never anything that I do that I haven't repped at maximum. Like, there's never something that I haven't seen in my head or that I've physically worked on so many times that I just know, like, I'm prepared for the moment. You know what I mean? And that's how I treat it. Like, I'll never do something for the first time when I have to. I'm gonna rep it, so that when I do it, like, it's got to be my best. And it all comes back to maximizing opportunities, bro. Like that's something that is just gonna be throughout life that we successful people have to do. And that's the challenge, bro. It's just, you never know how many you're going to get. You got to take, one opportunity at a time. So, to me, it was just like when the ball's in the air, like it's how I am now. When the ball's in the air, there's no choice.
Yep.
Like it came to me. So there's no choice but to come down with it,
For
whatever
sure.
the case. Like that's the mindset that I play with. So got to make the play.
Last week, we got a chance to talk to Foye, and he was sharing about
Tough.
right, and he was sharing about how just his preparation while being at Yale for the next steps. He felt like 10 games and being in the Ivy League made his body fresh. It made him ready for that next step. Do you feel like there were any advantages, in your opinion, coming out of the Ivy League?
I mean, yeah, for like as far as the pre-draft, yes, because a lot of the dudes that I was going down with, I trained in Florida, and beat up, bro. Like, cause their college seasons were so much longer. Man, we was done before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we had time to get like for sure for the pre-draft. I feel like we had an advantage. Like I had an advantage, guys in Ivy League had an advantage because we had so much time to prepare. Outside of that, I mean, bro, I don't know if you can replicate the school balance. You know what I mean? The Ivy League, Yale for sure. Like you have to do your schoolwork.
Yeah.
You can't get by and not do your schoolwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really teaches us like that we got to handle our responsibilities, take care of your 20 square feet. You know what I mean?
Foye talked a lot about the same thing. He talked about being prepared for things outside of football made football that much easier, and that's what Yale taught him. So being able to have to deal with time management, being able to have to deal with being an accountable teammate, all the things that we learn at this school is applicable to the being in the league because now you handle yourself more like a pro. And he said how from his experience it's different with other people coming out, which is why he always attests to that. He had to give credit to the Ivy League. But also transitioning, I want to go to Coach Reno because Coach Reno is the person who has instilled a lot of that into the program, into our lives. So what was your relationship with Reno, and how has he helped your career? For people who are listening, we said it last week with Foye, but Coach Reno is the head coach at Yale University. He's been here for a long time, and he's, who to really give credit to for turning this program around and giving all the Ivy League championships we've had in the recent years to him. So what was your relationship like with Reno?
First off, bro, Coach Reno is a great dude, and a great friend of mine, bro. I mean, man, like he whenever I had anything going on, that you want to talk about a coach who leave the door open for somebody to come in, there ain't nobody better. Like, you go in there, talk to him. I mean, we've had so many conversations over the years, bro, like about life, about football, but more so just about life. Like, he was just gonna be there for you. And man, hands down, bro, great dude, great coach. I mean, he on top of that, on top of him being just a good dude, bro, y'all know, like, we do things that other schools just don't do.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say I liked it, but when we did it, bro, like, you learn things, bro. You adopt those mentalities, like, of, we gonna do this shit that's hard, and it's gonna pay off, and it always paid off. Like, you gonna go that extra mile when you have to. You gonna take that extra snap. Like, your route gonna be perfect in the fourth quarter.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I respect that. I respect how he operates and how he's built that culture, bro. Coach Reno's a great dude.
Yeah. This is the part I'm really excited about to transition to, is the part that we haven't got a chance to hear much about. And you've kind of, it's been new to you in the next step in your career. But season ends, right? Your senior season ends at Yale. Like I mentioned before, you're considered in our eyes, for me, the best receiver I've seen play in person. To a lot of people, the best receiver. And what do you say?
I said for us.
For Kelvin as well, and the best receiver in Yale history for many, right? But nationally, not many people knew who Mason Tipton was after the season was over. So,
no doubt.
How did that affect your mindset going into preparing for the NFL draft?
Bro, I didn't care. I didn't care for a couple of reasons, bro. The only thing that I cared about was just that I knew I could run fast. I knew I could be the fastest dude in the draft class. Like, that's I knew that, when they laid out the combine, everybody ran the 40, I knew I was going to be top 5. Like, that's what I cared about. What you said, Kel?
I was going to say, you ran a 4.33 on your pro day.
Debatable.
Yeah, what you mean debatable?
What's the other side?
I got 4.31.
Okay.
Everybody got a range. When it's pro day, it's a range because teams can take, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
right.
I seen a 4.31 on the clock.
Okay.
That's what I go by.
Okay, that's your time. My fault.
That's the time.
When you were practicing, right, leading up to that day, was that the expectation? Was that what you were?
Yeah, I had ran a 4.3 flat training on the laser. So
Mason, why you making faces?
I'm sorry I raised my hand, but I got a question. This is important for me. Tip, I love you, bro. You weren't 4.3 speed as a senior. So what the hell happened?
I'm so glad you asked.
What the hell happened over those 4 months to get you from what, maybe if I had to guess, a 4.5 ranges to running a 4.3? Because probably.
See, this is why I love talking to y'all, bro. Because for some reason, bro, we have data that tracks speed.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all know it's on the catapult.
It's on the catapult.
You finna tell me that this came out of nowhere.
Tip.
But I was hitting 22.9 as a junior.
Tip.
I was hitting 23.4 as a senior.
Tip, your catapult.
I was hitting.
Hey, the streets were saying that.
No. Go ahead.
The streets were saying that you dove for that 23. They said that you dove and got that 20. That's what the streets said.
The streets saying Tip fall with the catches, and that's the speed. They say you. It's called a catapult because you catapult yourself forward for the speed. That's
okay.
That's.
Look. Y'all could go with that. Like, but if we gonna be honest, like, what's more realistic? The 4.3 come out of nowhere, or the data's right there? You know what I mean?
I'm hearing you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. Like, it's more realistic that the speed was already there.
So
you know what I'm saying? What did come was the start, because it's a technique.
Got you.
That's half the 40.
Got you. How'd you figure out where you wanted to train? Because obviously the training was probably super helpful. How'd you figure out you went down to Florida for most of the time? How'd you make the decision where you want to train and making that commitment?
A lot of it was my agent. I mean, he had a connection with the place, and thankfully it was just the right decision. That when I went down to Bomber Hills, he really helped me. Um, with the start. I will say though, I can't say that without shouting my boy out. I've been working with it. Y'all know my speed coach. I'm
Yeah,
sure y'all done seen
I see
the
him.
content. Like,
Yeah.
so since I work with Hack, bro, I started. Matter of fact, y'all can probably attest to this, bro. I started working with him after my sophomore season.
Yes.
So, like junior, senior, to those 2 years is when I started to open up my stride, and
Yep.
that's all from him.
Yep.
Thankfully, by the time I finished as a senior, my running form had changed, and then all I had to do was kind of adopt that start for the 40. So, both them dudes were instrumental
So
in helping me.
before
You
Tip
know,
hit up that sack place, Cal, I don't know if you remember, Tip had, he had some pouches. He was Tip was a bigger dude. He was a bigger guy. And then I
How much was he?
remember
How much was he weighing in at? Just curious.
you was what,
as a
190?
as a sophomore, I was about buck 95.
He was he was
Buck 95. Yeah,
he was husky. And I remember I
yeah.
saw him, I'm like, okay, so he's doing this at 195. I should get heavy too. So I got to 195 and I'm like, I can't do what he was doing at 195, and I felt terrible. But then he came back 1 year later and he's 160 pounds soaking wet.
Okay,
And
okay,
160 soaking wet.
okay. Crazy. Buck 85.
but
Buck 85.
so that's going to transition us to you have this guy and he's training with you out in Vegas now, right?
Yeah, he out here right now.
That's fire. I don't know how to do that. You said
Yep,
that thumbs up's crazy. But
that's tough.
I want to hear you trained for the draft. What was the expectation going into the draft? What were the talks like before the draft? Where was your mindset at for how teams looked at Mason Tipton?
Um, I'll start with this. As a kid, bro, you always dream to have your name called, bro. So, it was always hopeful. I had always hoped that the speed was gonna make somebody make a decision. Like, do they want me to just be able to choose after the draft, or is somebody gonna be like, man, we like him, we just gonna use one of these last picks? But I remember the draft ended, bro, and I had about 20 minutes of like, man, bro, like I was really thinking like I was getting a lot of calls when this fifth, sixth round was going up, like, man, we might keep your phone ready. We might, like, I got that call like 4 or 5 times, and just did it, it's God, bro. He lay it out the way it's supposed to go. So I took about 10 minutes to feel like, man, whatever. Then I really had like a split second, I would say a 10-second window to figure out where I was going to go. Cause after the draft, like spots fill up super fast. Like, I mean, super fast. I had about a 10-second window on the phone with my agent, like, where you want to go? Like, you got
Really?
these couple teams. No BS. I
So
had like
so
10
he
seconds.
so he calls you up and he basically gives you options that of like what's been
He was
called
like,
from.
look, this what they saying. Like, this is where you could go for the X amount of guarantees. Like, this what you can do.
So how the
It's in your
hell
court.
you choose New Orleans?
Thanks.
I mean, he gave me the list. I had talked to my receiver coach right now, great dude, and I felt that was the best opportunity. And it really came down to 10 seconds, bro. I prayed about it. Like, it was in my head. I was like, what do I do? Saints.
Damn.
And once you made that decision, right? You locked in. You're like, all right, let's go with the Saints. Let's roll. Those first few months up there at camp, just talk through that experience. Like, what was that like?
I mean, bro, like I said, it's every kid's dream. Every kid's dream, bro. I probably had them first couple days where I was like, man, like I'm in the Saints facility. Like, this dudes that I done watched for a while, I done watched these dudes, this dude, like, it's crazy. I'm in the building. You know what I mean? But bro, I came to realize, bro, that it's grown man football. It's plays. It's, are you better than the dude across from you? Like, it's the same thing, as college, bro. It's just grown man football. The best gonna play. You know what I mean? So, I mean, bro, it was great. It was like like I alluded to, like Ship was talking about when I was a freshman, bro. Like it's the same. It goes the same. You have X amount of opportunities, especially as an undrafted rookie. As an undrafted rookie, bro, your window's small. So any chance you got to show what you can do, that's what you got to do. And for me, bro, I knew that I'm whoever is in front of me, bro, they gonna have to match my movement. Like I can run. Like I genuinely feel like I'm the fastest dude on the field. So the guy across me starting backwards. So he gonna have to do something to stop me from running. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go about it right now. Like I'm finna outrun you. So something gonna have to change if you finna stop me from running. So
real quick, Kel. Sorry, I'm going off, but this is a very specific question. But I think hopefully it'll help somebody preparing for the draft in the future. What was it like your prospects before running a 4.31 and after running a 4.31? Were people calling before the pro day? Were people interested? And then after it happened, how did things change for Mason Tipton?
it was night and day. It really is crazy how much that number matters. Like it makes sense when you think about it, but bro, for me, I was like, holy, like this is nuts. So obviously, bro, like I was so thankful, bro. God bless me that I was able to put my best performance on show for everybody at the pro day. And bro, I no BS. Like I'm telling you, probably before the draft, I talked about 8 teams. Or sorry, before the pro day, I talked about 8 teams. Right after the draft, I talked about 30.
Damn. Okay.
And it really all goes back to that number.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Would it have been the same if you ran a 4.38?
I don't know. We ain't gonna have to find out though.
Yeah. Facts.
I don't know. I can't tell you. I just know that 4.3, low 4.3, bro. It speaks volumes.
Yeah, for sure.
So you talked about your mindset. Everybody's in front of you. That's you're just gonna dominate with your speed. Did you feel like you had a welcome to the league moment when you were out there?
No doubt, bro. No doubt. I had a couple. I would say that, bro. I mean, y'all funny because y'all was there. Like y'all seen me get hit before.
Yeah.
I always pop up. Like I'm never gonna lay on the field.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, but I'll tell you what. Like. The pre-draft is tough because I was training like a track star. So it's a little less of like preparing you to play for the physical, prepare for the physical abuse of the game we play.
Right.
So, I mean, bro, I weighed in at my pro day at $179. So I was really hovering around there the majority of last, season. I was in between 180, 184. But it's not a lot on me though. Mm-hmm. So anytime I got hit, anytime I felt it. The first game, Panthers at home opener. I caught my first ball, little 5-yard speed out.
I remember that.
I was watching.
And bro, I'm telling you, I popped like this, popped like on a little speed out, just like a really irregular tackle.
Yep.
But like. I felt, I'm like, God, bro. And that's like the I don't know. Now, I don't know if it's because how my body was being trained up to that point, but I mean, it's a grown man league. Like, a lot of things that I got, I had to work on was just, bro, a lot of them, a lot of the arms you got to run through as a wideout, they were affecting me a little too much.
Yep.
Did you go and throw weight on after that? Did you go back and like, let me get back in the lab or did you like, the speed, like I need the speed. Like, what was that?
What you think I'm doing right now?
You putting that weight on.
Putting that weight on. You did just come from the gym. They don't know that. That's actually, we didn't even talk about that actually. You did just come from Tip. So I think you hit us a couple of hours ago or earlier in the day today. You said, I hit y'all at 7, right? 7 p.m. Right, Mace? I'm just making sure. 7
I think it was 7, yeah.
7 p.m., right? So we get a text from Tip 618 saying, I'm still in the gym. We said, oh, good. No worries. Take your time. We're going to be there. So we get a text from Tip 7 p.m. on the way back. Oh, good. No worries, Tip. Take your time. Tip gets back. From 7 to 9, I just don't know what happened to Tip. From 7 to 9, we don't know where Tip went. I think he went through like the vortex, a black
I don't know
hole.
what happened to Tip. I'm
But
not.
he
I'm
came
not knowing.
back at 9:18. He made it home, and he says, gonna hop in the shower real quick, and then I'm gonna hop on the pod." So that was a long
Brother,
drive. Was this the traffic? Like, what was going
brother,
on in that
Vegas
brother.
ride?
traffic. Vegas traffic.
I was about 20 from from the gym to the crib. 20, about 20 minutes. That's one. But bro, to be honest, bro, like I was finishing the workout. No BS.
My fault.
Like, finishing the workout, bro. I had to get I had to get some protein in after. Like, you know how I go. You just, So, but for real, like that's like that was the biggest knock on me as a player. Like, he can't be too small.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta run through I gotta run through tackles. I gotta run through arms. Like, so this offseason, bro, has been all right, we gotta get back the muscle that we lost from the pre-draft. So that's what we did. Like, took a block by block by block, speed train through the whole thing so that we ain't recreating the wheel. So
For sure.
shit, bro, I'm faster now than I was.
Okay. Tip, an interesting and fun thing about being your teammate and during this draft process, we got a chance to watch you once you got to camp and watch Twitter, see clips every day from one-on-ones and whatever. And early on you were balling, right? And then during training camp, something that happened, you got injured during during that preseason process. And for undrafted free agents, injury is usually like, I'll see you later.
No doubt.
So, what was your mindset after you got hurt, and how did that process go? Just talk us through all of that.
I mean, when things are out of your control, like you physically can't change a situation. You hurt. You can't help your status. On the field. Like, it's rough because it's just the only thing you can dominate is your rehab. So steady prayer, bro. I keep coming back to it, dog. It's a lot of prayer. Like, I can't control it. Like, the biggest beacon in my life has been God, bro, because there's so many things that you can't control. You can't. So, bro, I mean, it's like you said, bro. Like, no preseason games. Like, was thankful that I put I put enough on tape up to that point that it made it happen, bro. Like, it's just blessings, bro. I can't say it's nothing else but God.
Yeah, you were very fortunate, and you had the opportunities to make good plays, to have good moments, to have a really from what it seems from my end a good experience as a rookie that undrafted free agents don't usually get. You played in prime time many times. How was your rookie season for you on a big picture scale? What are your thoughts after your rookie season's over?
Y'all know how how I work, man. Like, I can never really dwell on where my feet are. It's something that I got to work on. Like, be where your feet. Like, as far as how I operate, like, I'm always focused on, like, what I'm doing today is going to be what I have to do today so that when I get to here, this is what I'm going to be like. So, like, in a way, it's like, bro, I'm going to take care of everything today. Like, I got to dominate today so that I know when it comes to this time, I'm going to be where I need to be. So, like, I had to after the season ended, I had to, like, take a second to reflect on, like, that moment. Like, man, I just finished my, I was already, when the season ended, bro, like, I would say a week after the season ended, I was already focused on this what I got to be like when I get to OTAs. Like, this what I got to do. So something I had to work on. I realized, like, man, I gotta take a second to be thankful. Like, there's never a moment that you can't be grateful and be thankful for what you got, bro. I done try to, really adopt that and that my everyday thing, man. Can't go a day without thanking God for everything in your life.
For sure.
It's crazy you say that because when we interviewed John, he actually talked about a book called The Gap in the Gain.
Okay.
And the entire highlight of the book, or the entire premise of that book, was that high achievers, elite athletes, live in this gap of where they are and where they want to be, and they never look at how far they came, which is the gain. And you really just, like, that's basically what you're preaching right now. Like, you're starting to acknowledge, how far you came. You're starting to look back, and it's something that's important to do when you want to keep going forward. You got to remember, like, you've already achieved so much. You know, you got to keep pushing yourself because nobody's going to be there to just push you sometimes. So,
Nah, no doubt, bro. That's real spill. Like, um, to answer your question, Ship, like for me when I came in, like I wanted to make the team. Like I wanted to make the team. I wanted to contribute. So, I made the team, and then my goals had to change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like now it's like I want to contribute. I want to do what I can to help the team. So like, through anything, man, it's ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and
sure.
downs, bro. Like things never go the way that you think.
Yeah.
They never end up going the way that you might hope or how you think. That's God, bro. It's life.
Yeah.
So when I took a moment to think back, like, all right, bro, like season's ended, bro. I'm not a rookie no more. I was just overwhelmed. I was thankful. Like, man, I've been praying about this, that, this journey I've been on. It just, a lot hit me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
cause I don't do it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily come back to that center and be like, this is what I just did over the last couple months. So like we were talking about, Kel. So yeah, bro. I mean, I'm thankful. I learned so much. Been around some great people. And I took that however long of a period to reflect and be thankful, man. I'm so blessed to be in the position that I am. Blessed to come out healthy, come out, hungry and I had that moment, bro, when I closed that book on year one, bro, like I got back to it. It's all I know how to do. I can't, you know what I mean?
right.
So, but I'm grateful, bro. I'll never go a day without thanking God for what I got.
Yeah.
Never.
Tip, I'm curious to hear one more question about the season. Ivy League, you're playing in front of 1,000 people in some games.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if it's raining, less.
When it's raining.
When it's raining, because it's gonna rain. You fast forward a few months for you or a year, you're playing on primetime football on Arrowhead.
Yeah, for real.
Right? How are you mentally throughout the season? Were you confident? Were you overwhelmed? Was it how was that adjustment? You're coming from a small school now. You're on a big stage playing with some of the NFL best names.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say it was just new. It's the biggest thing. A lot of vets say is rookies got to find their routine. Got to find their routine, like because the NFL season is a long season, 17 games, excluding the preseason games. So the faster you find a routine of what works for you, when you're gonna take care of your body, how much sleep you get, and what nutrition to take, your set schedule. So for me, a lot of the season was figuring out what was best. Like, how am I going to optimize this time? So, man, it just was a lot of learning, bro. Especially like you said, bro, Yale finna get parents and cheerleaders and, aunts and uncles. So, bro, I can't lie to you. When I saw the dome packed out for week 1 against the Panthers, I was like,
yeah.
Like, and they do the the Who Dat chant,
Yep.
and the whole arena just. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro! Like
Yep.
this is, you know what I mean? I was a bobblehead,
Yeah.
like no doubt. That it took me at least 3 games to get over that.
Yeah. The dome is fire. I was out there for the Super Bowl.
Like, it's just crazy, bro.
It was lit. It was a great experience.
Yeah, shout out to Saints fans, bro. They be packing it out, bro.
Yeah.
They show so much love, and it just like it's even those crowds, those moments. It's learning.
Yeah.
Like it's just all a part of the process, bro. And that's how I always vision it, bro. Whether it was good or bad, like I put it under the tool belt, like experience check. Like now we move on and get better from it,
Yeah. How is life so much easier now that you can be a pro football player? You don't got to worry about class.
What, bro? Oh my gosh! Like, bro. I can't even. That's an understatement. Like, it's like you said, bro. All I have is time to dedicate to what I love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that's why I didn't, I took the time to just I'm checking every box. I'm doing it, do this. This often helped me get to here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, bro. Not having to go do biochem homework,
Bro.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask 3 big picture questions. You've touched on some of them already, so if you don't have much, it's fine. But we'll get to Kelvin after that for his rapid fire. I want to hear from you. we had I got some feedback for some people what they wanted to hear, and one question I got was like, what are tips on making it from a small school? If that's in a sport or in a field where you're maybe underrepresented because you're at a smaller, let's say you go to a university that's not well respected nationwide. How do you go ahead, I guess, and break those barriers that are kind of in your face, and make it happen?
For one, I would just say, it's not impossible, bro. There's so many. Like you do the research, bro. There's a lot of small school guys in the league, or any league, any sports league. Like not just football. Like it's possible, bro. And through prayer, bro. Hard. Like I'll tell you all this, bro. The way I operate is God gave me gifts
Yep.
and talents,
Yep.
and the way I glorify God is maximizing every ounce of the talents and the gifts He gave me because I have them. Like it's up to me to glorify Him by getting everything out of myself that I can. That's really what gets me every day. Like I have to get everything out of myself. So, bro, reflection, God, and doing research, man. There's so Justin Watson is a however many time
Yeah.
Super Bowl champ.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of small school FCS D2. They everywhere, bro. Like you shine, you do what you're supposed to do, you get found, man.
Thanks. Hey, Kel, we got to get Justin Watson out here, man. But
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No doubt.
the next question, biggest lesson you've learned. You talked about a lot of lessons from the season, but biggest lessons you've learned from your first year doing something new. If that could be football related or not football related, what was your biggest lesson coming into the NFL?
There's a lot, bro. I would say biggest lesson, man, is I learned. It's a continual process on learning what being a pro is. So like thankfully we learned what we learned at Yale about structure and
Yep.
what you know what I mean. So I think this kind of goes off what Foye said, bro. Like I always knew what I had to dedicate, like the time, I knew that if I had the free time to do whatever, it had to go to football.
Yep.
It had to go to what I care about, what has me in, where I am. So I just learned that, man, if I'm going to be a pro, that means I'm dedicating my all to this.
Yeah.
Like I have the time now. It's not like I got to do schoolwork.
Mhm.
I don't have to, so I'm still finding my definition of being a pro.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning that routine, but that's the lesson, is just refining, doing what's best, what works for me, by also going above and beyond so that I'm always prepared.
For sure. And last question, I'm curious to hear, you came away with an Ivy League degree, as well as now you're being an NFL player. Is there anything that you're passionate about outside of the sport that you look to do with that degree, and in your future?
Man, I don't know. I don't know, bro. And the reason I say I don't know is because I'm so goal oriented, bro. I can't think about nothing else.
Mhm.
Like I'll cross that bridge like when the cleats is off. But like I said, bro, the only thing I can ever think about is what I'm gonna do to get this body to be the best it could be. Like how I'm gonna be the best player that I can be. So I can't really I don't I don't know if it's a flaw or whatever.
No.
I can't take my mind space out of what I want to accomplish, So I'll cross that bridge when I get there, man.
That is not a flaw. That is probably a very positive thing that a lot of people, myself included, need to work on. And I think this goes back to, I always think of Dave's senior speech. Dave, he said,
I wish I heard. Oh my
I
gosh,
mean, it
wish
was
I heard
it was
that.
he was
I
he
wish
was
I heard
spin.
that.
And the biggest thing I taken away from it is he said you can either put your eggs in all these baskets or you put your egg in one basket. And at Yale, he said, I know I'm gonna get hate for the school and whatever, but I put all my eggs in one basket, and it is what it is. And it's just to hear people just like him, and then you talking about football, who just make that commitment, not worried, not stressed. It's impressive because it's a leap of faith. It really
No
is.
doubt.
But making that decision can be very impactful, as we see with you, as we see with him going to Stanford now. So it's good to hear.
No
But
doubt.
I
No
want
doubt,
to say
bro.
real quick, that decision to put all your eggs in one basket, Dave talked about it like Mason just said. For you, was that something that you knew you were going to do before Yale, or was that something that Yale kind of Trent.
That's a great question, Kel. So uh, uh, you know, go back a couple of years to big body tip 195. Like Ship, no, bro. Ship, no. We was locker mates, bro. He was right next to me, so we had a lot of struggles that year,
Yes.
like a lot of them, bro, and me included. Like just a lot of learning for me, falling short in areas that I needed to excel at, that I had hoped to excel at. Kel, y'all was there, so man, that having those failures that year really that's really what prompted my mindset shift. Um, because I fell short in areas that I was so confident that I was going to excel at. Like I felt that the stones were in place for me to be successful that year, and for whatever reason, like I fell short in areas. So that was when I came back. I was like, look, bro, like you can either do what you did last off season. You can either, not change a thing and just do or if you're going to be the person that you say you are, that you want to tell people that you are, that you want to look in the mirror and say to yourself, then every single step of the day has to be dedicated toward your goal. And that mindset right there is how I got here. A lot of prayer, a lot of faith, a lot of resources, and just the max appreciation because my family dove in it with me, and that's something that I can't say that everybody has. Like my parents were fully into helping me get to where I wanted to go because my dad had always said, Mace, you can do it. But that was the first time he seen it click in my head, so that's why I went to the speed coach. That's why I started training in Florida. That's why I started locking down nutrition. That's why I dropped 10 pounds. You know what I mean? So that's when it clicked. I was like, bro, I know I can play in the league, but I can't do it what I'm doing right now. I can't.
For sure.
So that mindset change is what set it off for me.
Hey, Kel, I don't got nothing else. I let the mic drop. You go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Mic drop. It's time. All right, I guess it's time. Hey, Tip. Just in case you don't know what time it is, it's rapid fire time. So I'm gonna hit you with these questions. I'm gonna need your quickest, whatever answer comes to your mind right away. I just need your quickest answer possible. Just rip them. All right. How many bills did you make on 2K25 this year?
Did I make?
Did you make?
8?
Damn.
Question from Mark Fernandez. Shout out, Mark. How is Siraj Kaki better than you at 2K? In what ways?
Bro, don't talk about Siraj. Matter of fact, he lumped in with y'all on the MIA list.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Hey, shout out Darius. Shout out Darius.
Shout out Darius too. We need
Shout out the system, man.
Hey, if we put your real basketball skills on a scouting report, what would your rating be?
Like we talking about 0 to 99?
0 to 99.
Bro, 92.
Your actual skills.
Like, are we talking about me right now? Like I go to the gym right now, or like I got some time to prepare?
Like, you're prime.
Bro, 92. I stand by that. Let's so serious. You know what? I'll go 88. Be generous.
I was gonna say 76, but that's cool. Keep going.
Yeah, you tripping.
Who's the funniest guy in the Saints locker room?
Bro, Cam Jordan, a clown. Great dude. He a clown, bro. Great dude, though.
If you had to race one of your teammates, who's giving you the toughest match?
Sheed.
If the Saints make the Super Bowl, what's the first thing you're doing after the game?
Y'all know me, bro. I might get on the game. Y'all know me.
If you weren't playing football, what sport would you play?
Baseball.
Not hoops?
I told you, I was better. I was better at baseball.
Okay. If you had to switch positions for one game, what would you play?
Next question, bro.
Punter?
I'm a wideout, bro. I can't.
Okay. Favorite pregame snack or meal?
Ooh. I'm always consistent, bro. I usually go with the Greek yogurt. That's what I always do,
Okay.
for real.
Okay. Toughest corner you had to face?
Man, I was fortunate to see some good corners, bro. Um, I think J.C. Horn got it. I think he tough. I think he one of the better ones for sure.
Okay. First purchase with your NFL money.
Ooh, one of them had to be them Bills, bro. Cause like I said, 8
Being out
Bills.
there?
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah, we'll go with the Bills.
Last question for you. What's next for Tip?
Bro, next step is, man, showing up to OTAs and starting it again, bro. It's like this where I'm at. Like this the months I put in. Like now I got to show new staff. This what I am. Like this is Mason Tipton.
For sure, for sure. Hey, well, Tip, I'll say personally, it's always cool to we haven't interviewed you in the past. We interviewed you a year and a half ago now, Kel, and
Yep.
being able to see how much has changed in just a year for just in mindset and preparation and just everything, and just hearing how this past year has been for you is special. So Yale football, Yale, me as a friend, as your teammate, we all appreciate you for always showing love, showing up. You came to the Harvard game this year. It's always good to see your face. We really appreciate you sharing your story with us today.
Right.
No doubt, bro.
No.
I appreciate y'all. We don't. My fault, Kel, because
You're good.
y'all be this y'all hustle, man. So unfortunately, our daily / weekly phone calls on 2K ain't there no more.
Ah.
But it's cool.
It's-
I get it.
we
Y'all
gonna bring it-
grinding. I
We're gonna
respect
bring it
it.
back. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it
Hey,
back. We're gonna
hey,
do a
tell-
matter of fact, we'll just do a little 2K talk. We'll do a little 2K talk with you. We get one game and we do a little 2K talk. We all
Facts.
hop on here, we just talk.
Boom.
Do you still play?
We do that.
You still play?
What?
Wow.
Yes.
You have a squad?
Bro, look,
You have a new
Y'all
squad?
got- y'all-
Yes, he play.
I was playing, so I play with a couple of my boys back home. I still play with Dat and Mo.
Wow.
So like, bro, it's, like, you know what I mean?
It is what it
it's
is.
cool.
Wow.
It's cool, bro. But y'all, you know what I mean? We had a pro-am team, it just kind of went out there.
Hey, but real quick on a serious note, I also wanted to say, like, just seeing somebody from Yale once again succeed, make it to that next level. The culture, you talked about all the things that Yale has taught you is really good to see. It's really nice to see, and like I think that it's a lesson that, like Mason was talking about, is gonna run through our whole team because we all look up to you. We talk about you every single wideout meeting I had this year. Your name was brought up at least once, right?
How funny.
It was the way, whether it was the speed, the way you were in the route. So like we really appreciate you coming out here and sharing, giving back to us, man.
And
Man, no doubt, bro. Y'all know that.
I appreciate you taking the drip I gave you and bringing it on and wearing it on bigger stages. You added the arm sleeve this year. The arm sleeve's fire. You're continuing to get better with it. So I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna, I'll make sure when we post your podcast stuff, I'm gonna show the arm sleeve. I'm gonna show the evolution of Tip, all that, because like people need to see it. It's special.
Reno would say that's standard.
That's standard.
For sure.
You created a new standard for yourself.
I can't believe I'm gonna let him say that.
And
I'm gonna let him say it.
with that, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's a wrap.